My name is Adam Taylor, and over the past 2 years I've helped brands like Stars and Honey, Icon Amsterdam and Lamborghini scale their Meta ads campaigns to 7 and 8 figures, all using AI. Today I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you the exact blueprint for mastering AI-powered Meta ads in 2025 so you can scale your eCom store faster and more efficiently. And no, this isn't some typical eCom guru advice with outdated low-quality AI ads. This is the exact process that my agency uses to craft high-converting AI-driven ads. I'll give you real actionable advice, tools and strategies that have helped my clients scale from 5 to 6 figures, 7 figures with results you can replicate if you watch to the end. So if you're an e-commerce brand looking to scale your ad spend quicker without blowing up your CPA, then this video is for you. Today we're covering 2025 creative AI trends, AI creative process overview, the problem with many AI-driven ad creatives, the optimal 2025 AI creative process, fixing fatigue, how AI helps save almost ads, unlimited customer insights in 60 seconds, translating research into conversions, AI copywriting genius, rewrite the script prompts, reduce creator costs with AI UGC creators, scaling creatives faster with Google AI Studio, how we scale creative output with Poppy. Quick note, this video only covers the AI side of our workflow. There's of course still so many manual parts of our processes that I won't be covering in this video, but this is how we automate everything that can scale. Let's get into it. First of all, I want to get into why this is important, because in 2025, every brand is using AI in some way, but most are doing it wrong. They're asking ChatGPT to write 5 headlines and just hoping one works. No research, no structure, no real creative direction. That's not strategy, that's just wishful thinking, and it's a huge mistake. So this guide that I'm taking you through today is different. It doesn't just show you the tools, it teaches you how to mine customer research that actually converts, write scripts that don't sound robotic, build a creative system that gets better the more you use it. So this is how you can double your output without doubling your workload. The AI strategist in 2025 is the creative strategist that is going to win, because creative output is no longer the bottleneck like it once was. The decision-making part of creative strategy is. So that's why all the top strategists right now are building full AI-powered workflows that let them mine Reddit and customer comments using real language, write scripts, angles and headlines using deep review data, quality assess every video frame before scaling, turn one winning static into 12 new formats. And this guide breaks down exactly how you can do all of that, use all the top tools that every big brand is using right now. So what's inside? 2025 creative AI trends, AI creative process overview, the problem with many AI-driven ad creatives, the optimal 2025 AI creative process, fixing fatigue, how AI helps save almost ads, unlimited customer insights in 60 seconds, translating research into conversions, AI copywriting genius, rewrite the script prompts, reduce creator costs with AI UGC creators, scaling creatives faster with Google AI Studio, and how we scale creative output with Poppy. First of all, we're going to be starting off with 2025 creative AI trends. So AI has taken over. This is the same when it comes to your ad creatives as well. So this process is necessary if you want to save time, money, and increase your creative output. And you can see here, AI has made the majority of the images in this slide deck. So you can see what it's capable of, and it's pretty crazy. With AI advancing every single day, we're now seeing new tools we can use for our ad creatives. We've got market research experts who can gather information at 100 times the speed of humans, professional copywriters at our fingertips for next to nothing, yet they don't have days off sick and they're 10 times more efficient, AI-generated UGC creators who are becoming more and more realistic, and we have AI-generated voiceovers which cannot be differentiated from real voices. Here is our 2025 AI stack for Meta ad creatives. These are the exact tools that we use inside Media Engineer to create, iterate and scale high-performing ad creatives for Meta. There's of course other platforms we use. Icon.me is one of them. However, these are our main tools that we focus on. These are the ones that I'm going to be breaking down today, giving you a full tutorial on and showing you exactly how you can use these tools and leverage them in your own process. So we've got ChatGPT, Arcads, 11 Labs, Gigabrain, Claude, Google AI Studio, and also Poppy. I was using AI of putting bad prompts into the system and expecting to get good out, but that's not how it works. I'm a strong believer that the quality you get out of AI is heavily dependent on what you put in. So that's why when people moan about ChatGPT not being useful, I laugh. You have to treat each chat like you're talking to a child with no context, explain everything in detail and clearly what you want. AI is super effective when used right, but it's not a mind reader. So ads are supposed to be relatable and authentic, but sometimes AI generated content can come off very robotic or scripted. And if you aren't careful enough with your prompts, your scripts can quickly become long-winded and boring. You need to ensure your prompts are clear and detailed to ensure AI is spitting out responses in the best tonality and style for the script. Much like you wouldn't hire Shakespeare to write your scripts, you shouldn't leave AI to completely write your scripts either. You need to have your prompts very dialed to make sure it's giving exactly what you want, because as I said, it's not a mind reader.
Guys, I'm giving away my 105-page AI ad creative training course for free. It's in the first link in the description. Go ahead, sign up, and I'll send it right to your inbox. It goes through everything that I speak about in this video, but much more detail with SOPs, training guides, and prompts so you can leverage AI in your workflows more efficiently to scale your ad spend and lower your CPA. It's got over 25 different prompts in. It shows you exactly what you need to be doing with all the best and high-tech tools that everyone else is using in the space. All the 9-figure brands are using to get better results right now. First link in the description. Go ahead, click that, and get it sent right to your inbox now.
AI can sometimes miss some glaring opportunity, and it's impossible to tell it everything about your business. This results in sometimes AI missing some important points that could add value. You can see this a lot with risk reversals, guarantees, any other small benefits that you might have on your website dotted about. AI simply doesn't know about them, so it's going to be very difficult for it to add this into your scripts. So you need to give it as much context as possible, and that again comes down to giving it high quality prompts. Not everything AI spits out is 100% true. In the past, I've checked something that ChatGPT has told me and it just wasn't true. Or I used to do some automated review mining and it didn't actually check the reviews, it just did what it thought. This is why it's very important to verify everything that comes from ChatGPT. One problem with AI ads is a lack of creativity. Relying too much on AI can remove all of the creativity from your ads. Think about it, if everyone is using AI, then what makes anyone stand out? It's literally a robot. So you need to avoid your ads coming off as robotic, boring. The goal is authentic and ads that resonate with your customers, so you might need to give it that initial creativity. So here's the fix for these problems. Prompt engineering is now the #1 skill for any creative team. If you want outputs that beat what your competitors are running, you need better prompts, clearer context, stronger research inputs, feedback loops that help you refine, not guess. And this doc is going to show you how to do that across every single ad format, so you can add this into your creative workflow to get better results inside your ad account. Here's the optimal 2025 AI creative process. You need to be using high quality prompts, not relying entirely on AI, making changes to improve the AI's output, fact checking everything, and also adding context to everything, prompts and iterations of your prompts, giving it as much context as possible. Now we move on to fixing fatigue, how AI helps save almost ads. Earning spend equals Meta's favorite. Not all high CPA ads are losers. Sometimes they're just one iteration away from converting. So before killing an ad, we always ask these 4 questions. Hook rate low, that means it's got a weak intro, so we try swapping in new hooks. If it's got a low hold rate, it's not keeping the attention, so we try cutting to the slow parts, adding pattern interrupts, and introducing changes every few seconds. If it's got a watch time that is high, but a click-through rate that is low, then we think that the value proposition, the CTA needs to improve in, maybe it needs some more risk reversals or guarantees added into the script. If the frequency is high, then maybe the messaging is burnt out, we need more creatives, we need some more diversity into the ad account, a higher volume of ads. And this is what platforms and what apps we use to implement these changes. So we use ChatGPT 4.0 to rewrite hooks and CTAs in minutes. We use Claude to restructure scripts without rewriting them from scratch. Arcads and 11 Labs to revoice or swap lines without reshooting. And this system alone has turned dozens of almost ads into 6-figure spenders. Now we're moving on to the research section of this, so unlimited customer insights in just 60 seconds. So this is slashing our research time, and you should definitely be implementing it if you are spending a lot of time on research at the minute. So it gives you all the context you need to be able to make effective scripts. If the research is done right, the script writing process should be a breeze. The goal of this process is to completely increase the speed you can conduct research. We're going to be using ChatGPT to extract information about your customers from different websites. The reason this works so well is because we're getting the customer's real opinions. If something is so important that someone feels inclined to leave a review or create a post or leave a comment, then it's probably a pretty important deal to them. And the chances are other people in the marketplace feel like this too. So you can see if someone's going to your website to reply, it's too expensive, or add a review that it's too expensive, or say that it tastes so good, then you know that this is something that many people are feeling in a way. So there's 6 key points that we're looking for in the research process. about the customer's emotions. So we've got pain points, objections, failed solutions, desired outcomes, purchase prompts, and value propositions. And throughout this process, this is what we're trying to extract. We're going to start by mining the reviews on your website using ChatGPT. It's super important that you don't rely on AI and you're always cross-referencing it manually. With that said, it's a super effective way to get loads of information about your customers rapidly. So load up ChatGPT and start a new chat and name it your brand name, and now copy and paste the prompts on the next slides. I'm not going to read out all of these prompts, but you can get access to this document by clicking the first link in the description. You can access this and use all of the prompts. It'll be a much more effective way than me reading these out, but this is going to be how you're going to be able to get the reviews from your website and mine them to pull out those customer emotions that I spoke through earlier. We've got the first prompt, the second prompt here, and you can see we're going through each of the categories that I just mentioned, and then we're asking it to send it over with emojis and giving it a nice format style as well. Then we ask for a summary of everything that we spoke about in the above prompts. Now, you can really take this as far as you like with the review mining, keep digging deeper to find out more about your customers, but always remember to cross-reference it, as I said, to ensure what ChatGPT is telling you is actually getting it from the website and it's legit. If you don't have reviews, maybe try using your competitors as long as they have the exact same audience, because this is an effective way to find out about your potential customers. So action step, open up ChatGPT, copy each of these prompts in, give it a go, note down what you found out about your customers and how you could potentially use this in your ads. Now we've got ChatGPT Reddit research. This is another great way of finding authentic opinions from your customers. I prefer to do this manually or with GigaBrain, but here's the ChatGPT method I wanted to let you know because this is what we did use in the past. Now, it's very important to continue this in the same chat, and we like to do everything for one brand just in one big chat. Unless it starts making mistakes, maybe you can create a folder for your brand and give it specific prompts, but keeping it in one chat means that ChatGPT is going to remember everything and usually leads to better results. However, if it starts getting too long, it starts making mistakes, so just bear that in mind. Now, in the same chat as above, copy and paste the next prompt on the next slides. You can see why Reddit is such a good place for getting information on your customers, because you can literally see people who come on here and they give such authentic points of view, and you can literally transfer this into hooks, into headlines, into angles for your ads. So here's the prompt. I'm not going to read through it again, but again, it's very useful. When we first started doing this, GigaBrain wasn't available, so we're using ChatGPT to go into subreddits and analyze discussions. However, we do use GigaBrain now, and we do still do it manually. Here's an example response of something that I did in the past. You can see we got it to send over a response in a table. So useful. And again, you just want to cross-reference each of these to ensure that they are actually legit. Now, a summary of the research. If you followed the steps above, you should have some good information on your customers, which you can use in your script writing process. But remember, these prompts are just a start. If you want more information on your customers, keep digging and adding prompts to get more and more information. This is the most important part because it gives you context to your approach. And think about it, if you can understand your customers, then you're going to be able to make ads that resonate with them. If ads resonate with them, then it's going to mean that they're going to purchase your product because they feel like it's directly for them. Now, translating research into conversions. Before writing any scripts, it's deadly important that you come up with a strategy. If you don't, your scripts will be wishy-washy and not targeting anyone. Within the strategy, we need to clearly define the angle and concept we're targeting. Follow the prompts on the following cards to perfect this process. I'm not going to read out each of these prompts, but these are all going to be giving you the ability to create an effective strategy. So this first prompt is going to give you 10 strong market desires, which you can then use to create angles, which you can then use to write your scripts and really make ads that are targeting your specific customers effectively. And again, you want to be doing this in the same chat that you were originally doing the research in. So ChatGPT has got all the necessary context to make effective answers. Now the second prompt is going to be asking ChatGPT to break down the 10 market desires into different awareness levels. Now, since we started breaking down angles into awareness levels at the agency, it's gave us real clarity into the funnel and different types of ad formats, creative diversity. It's given us the ability to see the funnel as a whole because we can now see where customers are at, and we can now categorize our ads into different awareness levels, and it means that our messaging can be more tailored towards specific individuals. And I think that's something that we've learned at the agency, that when we create our messaging very specific, targeting individuals, that means that we get better results. Now prompt 3 is different concepts, which again is all strategy. So we like to come up with angles, we like to come up with the awareness level, we also like to have concepts. So what we classify as a concept is what's actually going to be going on in the ad. For example, unboxing, a taste test, 3 reasons why. That would all be a concept. This gives us full clarity when we're reverse engineering ads, because when we've got this strategy, we've got the angle, we've got the concept, we've got the awareness level, we've got the UGC created type, we've got everything in this strategy. And this means that when we actually launch the ads, we can see, okay, brief 1 did well, here's a strategy behind it, and now we can go ahead and re-engineer this and make more ads in this exact style. And you can start to spot patterns when you're looking at your Google sheet, for example, of what ads are doing well, what angles are performing well. And it just makes the whole iteration process super straightforward. So here's a summary. This is huge when it comes to coming up with new concepts and ideas and iterating on your previous ads. At my agency, we're very clear with all the ads that we want a clear angle and a clear concept. This means that when the ad performs or doesn't perform, we can refer back to our strategy to reverse engineer that efficiently. So open up ChatGPT and try these different prompts, come up with a good strategy, come up with some concepts, and note down what could work well, and potentially even create a Google sheet, or go to my video, I'll link it right now, where we give away the Google sheet that we use at my agency to scale brands to 7 figures in ad spend. And go ahead, use that Google sheet to create your own strategy right now, different angles, different concepts, and I promise you, this clarity alone will give you the ability to iterate so much better and more effectively than you currently do. So give it a try. In this section, I'm going to be going through the exact prompts that you can use to write scripts for your brand. But remember, don't use this as a finished product, always add in your own spin. So I'm not going to read out these prompts again, but you can see what we're trying to get at here. We're giving it very clear prompts, very specific, and you can see each prompt now will be getting more detailed, because we've found when you start off in this way, so start off with a prompt like this, then move on to a bigger prompt, you usually get better results because you're giving it more context and you're telling it, you're kind of tailoring the prompts to exactly what you want by adding in these specific details like your website link, angles and concepts, ad frameworks. So all of this information you should have already got from the research process and strategy process. Now, again, you want to be adding in more detail. So if you want to add in awareness level, anything from your strategy, anything from your research, you should be adding it in these prompts right now. Here's an example response from that prompt above. You can see I really like this because it gives you visual scenes and scripts as well. Here's a third prompt that you can use that just goes into a little bit more detail with risk reversals, guarantees, USPs, call to action as well. Now these aren't necessary. Again, you should be using what you want in these specific prompts now. I have some rewrite the script prompts which are really effective for creating iterations. So you should use this section to add control elements to scripts that you've written or that the AI has just produced. You can do this for every element of the UGC script to make sure that it fits your needs. So here's an example prompt. So rewrite the script but focus on an exact angle, a specific USP, or a certain concept. Rewrite the above script using the word, or potentially rewriting scripts without using specific words. Rewriting the script so it's a specific length. So these are all control elements, and I love these ones because you can ask it to rewrite scripts but in a specific style. So ask it to focus on something specific. You could say don't use this specific word. For example, game changer is something that we definitely don't use at the agency. Or rewrite the above script so that it reads to be the exact length, like 45 seconds, 20 seconds long. And this means that you can create iterations of your scripts very rapidly. So now we move on to script development, which will be for iterating winning ads or potentially iterating ads that have got tons of spend but maybe got high CPAs. For example, creating 5 hook variations, and we're using plenty of context here to make sure that we're getting very high quality outputs from this script, acting as a direct response copywriter, and we're giving it tons of context here. We want it to be less than 3 seconds, we want it to be very engaging, grab attention, that speaks directly to the target audience. Create 10 more hooks, but instead this time focusing on a specific point. You could use an angle here, or you could use a concept or awareness level potentially, or a pain point, or any kind of customer emotion here. Prompt 3, coming up with 10 visual hooks, very specific prompt as well. Prompt 4 is giving me 5 more variations of this visual hook. Prompt 5, this is one of my favorite prompts for getting great hooks. You can see there's 10 examples of highly successful Facebook ad hooks. Then we move on to ask it to create 15 Facebook ad hooks based on these, but using our website as context and any other important brand details. So this always spits out very high quality prompts. Now I love using this for getting extra hooks for my brands. Now we move on to further ideology. So prompt 1, we have give me 3 good B-roll shots for this ad trying to hit a specific pain point. So again, this is just for coming up with specific ideas. When you're running out of ideas, you just need extra help. This is perfect for that. Prompt 2, give me 3 good B-roll shots for this ad targeting a specific angle. Prompt 3 is all about CTAs. We're asking for 5 CTAs for this specific brand. We want to make these CTAs custom to UGC using simple English that a regular American could relate to. And again, we're giving it context here, so risk reversals, guarantees, any other CTA worthy information, add it in here to give ChatGPT context on what you want. Now testimonials, there's some testimonial prompts here. So these real authentic ads are working really well for us at the minute on Facebook. So we usually go with 2 styles of UGC at the minute. We have the polished style and the authentic styles. And the authentic styles are these testimonials that would be posted on someone's TikTok or someone's Instagram, for example, just on their organic, on their normal page. So this is what we're trying to create here. Now we move on to reverse engineering winning ads. So here's the preparation steps. You want to find a script that you like and download the video. I recommend finding a few, but it does work with one if you want to be more specific. So transcribe it using Descript, or we use Magic Brief. It has a copy script function, which works really well. Then use the prompt below to rewrite the script. So here's a script for rewriting winning ads and creating more ads from existing scripts. So this works for iterating on your winning ads really well. Maybe you've got a competitor script that you know has absolutely killed it. You want to try and tailor that for your brand, then you can use this script as well, this prompt as well. So here's some prompts for statics. First of all, we're using this same prompt that we use for the hooks, but this one's now tailored towards static ads and it works really well again. I've just got some more prompts here for some short form copy and ad headlines for static ads. And then the final prompt is just asking for some advice on how to visually structure a static image. Now this can work well for your designers when they're struggling for ideas. This can just spit out tons and tons of ideas on how they can actually structure the ad concept. And then they can go away and pick their favorites and put some together to create effective static ads. This is how you can reduce creator costs with AI UGC creators. So we're going to be using a tool called Arcads.ai to generate UGC creators with AI. So is it perfect? No, but it can definitely fill gaps and it definitely works. We've seen results with this using it in our ads. So the key to using Arcads is using it with footage that you've already got. So I wouldn't use it for net new ads, but for existing content and iterating on winning ads, it definitely works. So here's the process. It's super simple, so I'm not going to break it down fully. If you want a full breakdown, then there is one on my channel. But once you log in, you can either ask Arcads to generate a script or you can add your own. Of course, we add our own at the agency, and then you can choose a UGC creator who matches exactly what you need. It'll generate your video pretty quickly, export it, and then add it to your editing software. And here's what the UI looks like, and it's very simple and easy to use, so definitely recommend it. Full Arcads tutorial, then there is one on my YouTube. Just go ahead and check that out, and it goes into everything in a little bit more detail. Now 11 Labs is very effective. It allows us to create AI voiceovers that sound exactly like humans. This is actually one of my favorite tools because if a creator misses something out, then we'll use 11 Labs to add it in. It's seriously that effective. You cannot tell the difference. This process is pretty much exactly the same as Arcads, but you don't get the visual creator. You can also clone creators' voices to replicate them, which is pretty awesome. So go ahead, check 11 Labs out. It's also very good for iterating winning ads because you can create hooks very quickly and effectively. Whilst you're waiting for UGC creators to make new content, you can use 11 Labs to quickly create hooks. Below is a screenshot of what was originally on this slide because at the time it was completely impossible to optimize your ads with AI. I thought I'd just include this because it just shows how quickly AI is moving. So potentially 6 to 12 months ago when I made this video last, and it's crazy how quickly AI is moving because at the time this was completely impossible to think that you could have an AI optimizing your ads, but now it is here. So I'm going to show you how you can do it with Google AI Studio. So once we have a winning video ad, the next step is to scale intelligently rather than just guessing what to do next. You've actually got the data from your customers, so it's very important that you use that. But scaling doesn't mean throwing more budget at it blindly or just creating net new ads. We want to know exactly why the ad worked and what to replicate next. So that's where Google AI Studio can help out. This tool breaks down video ads frame by frame, and it's a secret weapon barely anyone's using properly. So what it does, most strategists still haven't clocked how powerful this is, but it's quickly becoming one of our... So most creative strategists still haven't clocked how powerful Google AI Studio is, but it's quickly becoming one of our secret weapons. It was originally built for developers, but it's now one of the most powerful tools for analyzing video ads and improving creative strategy and preventing costly mistakes before launch. Upload entire video ads or even full folders of creatives and it breaks them down frame by frame. It analyzes video content, audio and transcript, on-screen copy, grammar issues or banned phrases, copyright risks. It's like having ChatGPT, but for video ads, and it's smarter more visual, and purpose-built for detailed creative reviews. So you can see there's tons of things that we can use Google AI Studio to do. For example, spot underlying patterns in top performing ads, compare winning versus losing creatives, extract emotional beats from high converting UGC, analyze competitor video ads and map what's working, do pre-launch check for compliance or weak sections, summarize massive customer review dumps or performance docs to find new creative angles. Now, this is much more powerful than ChatGPT in a way because it has 2 million token context window, which means it can handle full ad libraries, creative briefs, performance spreadsheets, over 10,000 customer reviews, long-form brand decks. So there's no more cutting things into chunks and losing context. Just drop it all in and get a single clear analysis, which is so amazing, especially when you're used to Claude, which has terrible limit chunks or losing context. Just drop it all in and get a single clear analysis. This is amazing, especially when you're used to dealing with limits on things like Claude and ChatGPT. Why this matters: most creative teams rely on feel when analyzing video ads. Google AI Studio gives you actual logic and reliable insights, not just vibes. It's how we decide what to iterate, build winning creative formulas, and prevent creative mistakes when they burn spend. So if you're scaling meta ads past 10k per day, this tool makes a lot of sense to use. Of course, manual is kind of unbeaten at the minute, but for gathering data and making tons of decisions, this is very effective. So here's our workflow. I'm not going to read it all out, but make sure you go in, add prompts like this, break down this ad frame by frame and identify strong and weak points, highlight emotional beats, value props and any visual mistakes. What makes this ad engaging and where does it lose attention? Flag any copyright risks or compliance issues. And you can upload additional files like creative briefs, CSVs about ad performance, review dumps, competitor ad examples. And then all of this is just going to be leading into your decision making for your next ad. So it's so effective when you're analyzing creatives. Now we're looking at how we scale creative output with Poppy. So what is Poppy? Poppy is an AI-powered creative strategy board for any ad format. You can use it to generate, reformat and scale winning ads at speed without losing brand voice or creative direction. It merges your brand context with real creative inspiration and turns it into ready to use ads, scripts or briefs. So it's kind of like Figma and ChatGPT, but for ad strategy. The only downside is that they have only yearly plans at the minute, I believe, and it is a little bit expensive. But here's a workflow of how you use Poppy. So drop in a winning ad, add some brand context like product page, reviews, offers, winning angles, or anything like that. And then Poppy will auto-generate headlines, hooks, angle variations, UGC brief or static headlines, full ad layouts and copy in your brand tone. So why it's a creative cheat code. You can build one board and generate dozens of outputs. You can get live team feedback, so strategists, designers and founders can all be on the board at the same time. It's drag and drop, so there's no code or prompt mastery needed. And you can recreate ads for new products in minutes because everything is templated, so you can reuse it over and over again. So it's super effective. Now, thanks for reading. Make sure that you implement this. It will be super effective for you. Now, if you got value from this, you should definitely join my free Ad Creative newsletter, where you'll receive actionable tips, free guides and advice to make you more money with your ad creatives. Now, where to find me? If you found value in this, give me a follow on my socials as a way to say thank you and help me reach a wider audience. On here, I'll also be giving more daily tips and more guides. So I use X, LinkedIn and YouTube. And if you've got any questions, feel free to contact me at adam@mediaengineer.com. Now, if you want me to help scale your brand on meta ads, and you're spending more than 30k per month, then go ahead, book a free consultation call. If you're doing less than 30k per month, then reach out to me on one of the platforms or email me, and we might be able to help you get there with our static ad offer. I'll speak to you soon. You've just seen how we use AI in 2025 to build, test, and scale meta ads faster, smarter, and more profitably. This isn't a theory, this is how we scale many of our clients to 7 figures in ad spend per month on Meta. But here's the reality: whilst these tools are powerful, implementing them correctly can be challenging and time consuming, especially when you don't have the right creative strategy or expertise in place. This is where I come in. We help brands like Calevo, who scale from 20k to 136k per month in just 48 days using our high performance creatives. Tina Jewelry grow from 104k per month to 201k in just 60 days by improving its ad creatives, scaling its spend by 4.5x and reducing CPA by 12%. Coverland, an automotive accessories brand, scale from 90k in revenue to 2.1 million in monthly revenue within 7 months by implementing our AI-driven creative strategies. We took their spend from 15k per month to over 375k per month whilst doubling their ROAS. And let's not forget uplovelso.com, a brand specialising in experience gifts. We help them increase their ad spend by 3.82x and reduce their CPA by over 16% after implementing UGC-based ads. These are just a few examples of the results we've generated by optimizing creatives with AI, and this could be your story too. If you're ready to scale your business without the trial and error, I'm offering a free custom creative plan designed to accelerate your meta ads and maximize your return on ad spend. The link in the description to schedule your free consultation, and let's map out a strategy tailored specifically to your brand. Without the right creative strategy, every moment you wait could mean lost revenue whilst your competitors get ahead. Click the link and let's get started.